Hello, everyone. What's coming up today? We're going to have street interviews and we're going to have the interviews, like I said. And we're also going to have some nice debates. So, yeah. So, this is the first question, you guys.
Yeah.
Is Cardi B a leader?
She has a voice. She talks a lot about things that are relevant to people, not just from the American community and stuff like that, but like because she grew up poor as well. There are things that you can relate to and stuff. And now that she's made it, like in the industry, and she's got shows and stuff like that, and appears on all these interviews and stuff, I think she's got she's gotten better in terms of how she speaks and stuff. So she's got leadership qualities.
Yeah, I guess she's a leader. For people who maybe came from poverty, she really does. She's inspiring to people as well. So I guess a leader can be someone who inspires.
Wait, there's no sound. Wait, okay.
Yes, Cardi B does that in a way. Well, with her woman empowerment, people believe that she empowers women as well. So I guess she does have leadership qualities and can be known as a leader.
So, guys, sadly there wasn't any sound at the start. So, do you just want to quickly introduce yourself again?
Hi, I'm Tima, student.
I'm Percy, and I'm an intern with Babbasa.
Yeah, and today's episode is about why we need leaders right now. And I just want to say a big thank you to UWE Equity for collaborating with us today. It means a lot. So back to the discussion. What
did I say?
No, okay.
What did I say before, like about, what was it, Cardi B, or do I say something else?
Yeah, say something else.
I don't know. Cardi B is always, like, she's definitely funny. And her like, on social media, like, you kind of know what she, you definitely notice it. So I feel like if anyone who is at that stage is definitely, to some people, is definitely a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want to be where she is at. They want to have the followers. They want to have the success that she has. So to them, they are leaders in that industry.
Yeah, I agree.
So would you say she's like a leader of like a black, a person of color who is successful?
Yeah.
Or do you feel that that's what she's leading? Or is there anything else that people might think she's a leader for?
I guess being yourself. Because I feel like she's really herself, and I don't think she tries to be anyone else, to be honest. Like, she's very open and honest when it comes to certain issues, and I feel like people aspire to be like her in that way.
So would you say she's more of a leader
or influencer?
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, we had this conversation. What's the difference between a leader and influencer? I guess influence. Even if you get influenced, you're still getting led. Do you understand? So I guess you can. I think influencer kind of leaders, or a type of leader.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Because like there's different influencers as well. Like
True.
The most common influencer is like a social media influencer. And it's like, what would you say they're influencing? They're just influencing you. And a lot of what they're doing is for profit.
Okay, would you say Kylie Jenner's a leader?
No.
The way you said it as well.
A lot of people want to be like Kylie Jenner and they look up to her.
But is that being a leader? Like, is she
okay? What about the youngest billionaire or something like that? Like,
then I'd say that's more of a leader than.
Okay, so would you say she's a leader now?
Who?
Would you say she's a leader now?
No.
Okay, probably to you, but a lot of people do look up to Kylie Jenner. You can't.
But do you think like a role model or like someone you look up to makes them a leader?
I feel like anyone.
Like, what is she?
Anyone can be a leader.
Yeah, but it's like anyone can be a leader, but it's not that everyone is a leader. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think with the Cardi B thing, she's definitely more of an influencer. She's not like starting something and pushing it forward.
Yeah.
Like
she's not the first of something.
Yeah, or she's not like the leader of like a group of people.
Organisation.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like a lot of people like to say, like if someone speaks up about something, it's like, "Oh, you're a leader."
No,
But it's like that should just be the norm. That's what people should do, especially if they're on platform.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So are they a leader or just an influencer?
But then people say leaders have followers, and she has followers.
So, yeah,
She has
a leader, like say, let's think of someone, Martin Luther King. You have followers, and it was to change, for change, and it was something
he also
important.
started something.
He started
And it wasn't
yeah.
for like a career-based thing. Like I want to make profit.
Just
It was
life,
just
like living and like
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like the massive differences.
Okay. I understand.
All right. Anything else, you guys?
I think people like Barack Obama, but I think a leader can be an influencer. An influencer doesn't
always
need
be
a
a leader.
So I think Barack Obama is a leader and an influencer
Yeah.
because of what he is. He was he's an ex president of the the biggest country in the world and the first black president as well. So obviously people look up to him. People want to be like him. That's what he's influencing. He's influencing people to become better in those fields. But like Cardi B, there are other people doing what she did as well.
Yeah.
So it feels like the first black woman in the music industry to make music the way she does.
Then she should be a leader. Yeah.
100%.
You think leaders are all good or bad? Do you think they're good or bad?
Oh, that's a different debate, isn't it?
Yeah, you guys, all of that's gonna come.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got a lot of that coming in the discussion, guys. But 100%, I agree with what you said.
Yeah.
Guys, there was a comment from YouTube, and it says leaders are followers. Fact.
Leaders are followers.
Yeah.
Depends on the leader, though.
Leaders are followers.
Like in America, like in the UK and American stuff, like the president, who is the leader.
You don't agree?
Leaders are followers.
That's I'm about to say, guys, if you have any comments, please comment on the YouTube live and we will respond. Yeah.
Okay. I guess leaders are followers.
Yeah, like they're civil servants. Like they're for the people. They have to listen to what the people are saying.
That's true.
I mean,
but there's some leaders who are
the
bad leaders,
literally.
but they're bad leaders and they don't want to hear from other people. Like that, it's all for themselves. Like Kim Jong-un.
Okay, are you saying leaders are followers in the sense that they can empathize with the people that look up to them?
What?
What do you mean?
Like,
leaders are followers?
They're listening. Like leaders would have to listen to the people that they're leading.
Okay.
So
otherwise
they're like dictators.
Dictators, yeah.
So like
that's probably the difference, like a dictator and a leader. That's true.
Understand. Yeah.
But guys, I think it's time to be getting into the discussion.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with the discussion. So we're just gonna start off with the question. So the question is, why do we need leaders right now?
Do you want to start off? Or... In coronavirus and all that, I think there's no one knows what to do, and there's it's rude of me to say this, people need to be told what to do to get themselves started off, because a lot of young people, they're so used to listening to teachers before doing things. So I think if there's more actively being leaders, then there's more people to listen to when you need things to be listened to. Yeah,
I think leaders are very important, in aspects of getting things done, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement. We need to get things done, so I guess we can all come together, but there should be some leadership, you know what I mean, to get things done.
So you reckon society wouldn't function without the leaders? For it to function, there has to be some form of leadership.
100%, yeah.
So there's always everyone always debates but if you took all the leaders away, all of that, there'll be people with higher power or that are stronger or have more things, and then they'll become the leader. There's always going to be a leader, regardless of if you take them away, if there's no leaders here, there's always going to be a leader. And some countries do it better than others. there's like some places and companies and stuff make it easier for leaders to listen to their followers and stuff. But there'll always be a leader, even if there's like more than one. There's still leaders.
Yeah.
100%. So, what do you think stopping young people from being the leaders, like political leaders?
Especially like what young people of color, or just young people?
Just young people.
I feel like normally the stereotype of a politician is someone who's old and white. So I guess if people don't see like a leader, like someone who's already young in Parliament, I don't think they'll be able to see themselves in their shoes. You know what I mean? Because a leader would you would aspire to be like them. So if there's no one actually going forward and trying to make this happen, I feel like young people will just feel like, oh, there's no point. I can't do it.
All right. What do you think?
A lot of what you said was, I agree with that, because like I can't imagine being when I was 10 years ago, when I was 10, I couldn't imagine me being 20 years old now and then doing what I did now. Like if I don't see someone like me in Parliament and stuff, then I can't imagine and then strive to be in that sort of position. That's why I really think we need role models and things like that you see and you want to be like that. Which still goes back to the whole leadership stuff, but you a role model is like an example of what you want to be like. And I think we don't have a lot of that, so a lot of young people don't go into industries like politics and stuff like that. I hope that does change.
All right, guys, before we continue, I just want to say we're going to show one clip. So it's going to be street interviews. We asked the public, why do we need leaders right now? And they responded. So here it is.
This is about leadership. Okay, why is leadership important?
Leadership is important because in today's society, it's important to have someone we look up to, especially for people of our color. I feel like it's important that we stay on track and that we have someone that we can look up to and that we see as a role model, basically. So it's quite nice if we have someone that is in a position of leadership and they are playing a role of a leader. So then we can follow in the footsteps of things.
It's an obvious thing to say, but we follow what they do. So they have to, it's more than just telling people what to do. It's doing what to do and being so compelling that other people will follow you.
Okay. Why do you think all leaders are old?
I don't know. I don't think they're not necessarily old. I don't think they're old. They do come in all ages and colours, to be honest. But it's they're kind of, you can sort of say they're old because of they've sort of been in I think we think they've been in the industry for longer. But they do. I feel like they're not necessarily old. If you say, but then again. If you say it's a leader, you do think of someone that's kind of old, to be honest, like someone like Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, stuff like that. But not necessarily. You can have young leaders as well, like people in your own communities, your parents, your friends, like some people in your friendship group, they can be like leaders. So there's not necessarily, they're not really old. It's just what you consider to be a leader, that in itself could be, that could form its own sort of thing. Something it doesn't have to necessarily be old people. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who would you say are your leaders?
Oh, that's tricky. I think my leaders are activists. Because in terms of doing what they do, those are the people I follow, rather than kind of kings, queens, or kind of. It is about it's not just that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Because there's plenty of lords and ladies who don't really do anything that I would want to follow.
My leaders. I've not gonna lie. I don't know. My parents, for leaders, as like if I leaders in the sense that who I see as a role model, I'll probably see not gonna lie, my parents.
Yeah.
Like I see my parents as a role model. Like they've done great stuff for me. They've done a great job raising me. So I see them as a role model and I see them as a leader. So I'll probably say them.
All right.
But yeah, that's probably what I would say.
All right, guys. So, what do you think about the clip? Why are leaders so OT?
I guess it's just a stereotype, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I guess people that are in the media or get recognition are normally older, especially in parliament, in politics. So yeah.
Why do you think leaders are so old?
I feel like they always. I mean, there's definitely some younger people in there, but like that's like the youngest is like 30 something or 40, whatever. But that's because they've gone through like all these steps to get into into higher positions and get themselves through those things. Like I guess it's more like experience. So like not saying like it's unfair because almost all the people that are in parliament and stuff all look the same and come from all the same background, like they're from Eton or like all these big sort of schools and stuff, and it's kind of unfair on the people that they are trying to represent because like you don't know what the people in Easton and stuff have gone through, but like
I feel like the leadership in parliament or politics is not fair because parliament is not diverse, it doesn't reflect the population of the UK. Furthermore, the Prime Minister of the UK hasn't even been in any sort of situations that 99% of the population have been in. So I don't understand how I wouldn't see them as my leader because they don't empathize with me or they don't really understand where I'm coming from. So I don't understand how you can run a country when you can't even empathize with the population or they don't even know what it's like.
So that's what you were saying with experience. It's like, what experience do they have?
Exactly.
Like, you're running the country, you should have experience of what the people are going through, but they don't have that.
Yeah, because the things that the rules that they make are going to be unfair if they can't even if they can't even reflect what's happening in your own country that you're running. It doesn't make any sense.
For real.
I think it's like Jeremy Corbyn. I think that's why people love Jeremy Corbyn. Because he still lived in his like little council house. He went to the football and people saw him. Like he was with the people and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, and he may have had some good things, some bad things, but people didn't see that. They saw this is a guy who liked the people and being with the people, and not like Boris Johnson who did cuss people out. He did he said rude things about different groups of people and things like that. I mean, you may have heard stuff from Jeremy Corbyn as well from back in the day, but like Boris Johnson doesn't have that. He doesn't have Corbyn's experience with the people. Yeah. So they're looking for Parliament definitely looks for a type of experience, which is I live in like high society and stuff like that.
Because I feel like from young they've been growing to be put into these situations, like especially going to Eton College. Yeah. Like that's a lot of people who have high statuses in the UK go to certain schools, like the rich people schools, I guess. And they are growing to be in this such position. Like David Cameron. They're like I feel like everyone's connected in a certain way to get into these certain positions. It's harder for say someone like me to become Prime Minister. So it's impossible.
But guys, let's just quickly go through some of the YouTube comments. A lot are coming through. So there's one that says, leaders and followers are complementary to one another. Do you agree?
100%.
Yeah. So what else says, leaders don't have to dictate, but have to show their followers an example.
Yeah. That's that whole thing with Jeremy Corbyn as well, which is why people liked him a lot.
Even Stormzy, he shows an example. And he really knows what, like, people who have been in his situation, that they look up to him to become like him. And I feel like he's a good role model as well as a leader.
He's shown a lot of positivity and helping back his community. 100%. All right. So the next one says, leading by example is the best kind of leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I agree with that. With coronavirus, a lot of influencers and YouTubers attended huge parties.
Yeah, they're not
Some
being
young
leaders.
people followed this because they did it. Would you say this makes those influencers and leaders even? Or do you think this makes those influencers leaders even though it's wrong?
I guess because they have people following them,
Yeah.
then I would say they're some sort of leader, but they're not a good leader.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just selfish, isn't it?
Yeah, like I just don't like those kind of people. Kind of annoy me and stuff like that because no one's above the law and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a platform like that, you should be giving out positivity and good messages.
Yeah.
But you're abusing the power that you have over the people that follow you.
And it's just like, do you hear the one where they're like, the rule is no social media posts and stuff like that?
What?
Yeah, like the big, I don't remember who hosted it, but it was like, bare people coming, like, what's it called? Kylie, Doja, like all the big celebrities were going to this party and they're like, no photos allowed, no social media. So you could tell they know what they're doing is wrong.
100%.
They didn't want their followers to be part of it or like to see it. All right, another comment is, would you say someone's a leader only if they're morally right?
No.
Would Kim Jong-un be considered leaders because people follow them?
Yeah, I mean, it's not because people follow them. I feel like it's because the position that they're in.
Their position, they have a lot of power.
Yeah.
So you
A
think
lot of influence.
Yeah, Hitler's definitely more of a influencer. He's also a leader, but like he's definitely an influencer as well. Like you
the
know,
propaganda and that.
Yeah, maybe if you didn't even have these ideas, but as the influence and the propaganda and the power that you had over everyone else, people just automatically, I guess, followed because I feel like they had no choice.
It was out of fear.
Yeah.
So would you say like a big part of leadership is power?
Yeah.
But I feel like say someone like Greta, I guess she didn't have a lot of power, but especially as a young person, she used her age as an advantage to like get everyone together.
Yeah.
Like her knowledge of social media, like it's crazy how someone so young can be so influential to a lot of people of different ages.
100%. All right, another comment. Would you? No, I said that one. If we are going to discuss leadership, we need to address why many don't even refuse to see the young as leaders. What do you think?
Yeah, because a lot of people will listen. Like some parents will even listen to their child.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm the adult.
Exactly, because of age, because of experience, you feel like what your child is saying or what someone younger than you is saying is important.
Yeah.
You should listen to everyone's ideas.
Yeah, again, it's that whole thing with experience because you want to like, even if you have more experience because you're older, so this young person might have gone through more things because they've had more traumatic childhood.
Yeah.
So they have more experience in a thing that you don't have. And if you don't listen, it's going to be dangerous for everyone. I just think, if people listen to each other, no miscommunication, people will understand. If people don't shout over each other, people will understand this. But people are like that.
Yeah, that's so true, man. All right, another comment. People who end up in positions of leadership often end up forgetting leaders are meant to serve the people they lead, not the other way around.
True.
Facts.
That's 100% true. So like people
That's-
get power hungry when they get into the leadership, when they believe they've worked hard or they're getting a lot of money, they believe that okay, now I can just do what I want, even though you still have the power to do a lot and to help a lot of people. They just see it as like we're talking about the drill artists. They've come into they've come from not a great place and they're getting a lot of money now. They have a lot of influence. They're respected, have a lot of power, and then they don't believe it's their right to help people who have been in situations that they have been in before. They should be a leader and use their platform to actually help the community.
So do you reckon like with leadership and power, it could be quite toxic for a person, like it could
100%.
mess them up in a
Get
way?
to their head and believe that they shouldn't be helping the people or help their followers.
Yeah, like prime ministers and stuff, when they say, oh, we're going to do this for the people, blah, blah, blah. We're going to make schools, universities free again, blah, blah, all of that. And then they get put into those positions of power. Then they forget, oh, they're not humble enough to know that's what put them in those positions.
Yes.
And
The
it's
people
frustrating.
of the followers of the people that put you into the positions that you're in right now. So
Yeah.
I feel like you should actually reward them
Mm.
and help. Like,
Do what you said. Like, I feel like a lot of politicians do that. Like,
Yeah.
make a fake narrative because they know that's what people want to hear. I feel like it's not even when they get into that position. It's like, well, no, I don't care. I feel like from the start they
they were
just
just
said,
like, yeah.
they just said what people wanted to hear so they could get in that position.
100%.
Honestly. All right, another comment. Can you ever be a good leader or lead by example? Because
No one's perfect. You just have to do what you believe is right.
Yeah.
Like what you believe is right, and people will follow.
yeah, but would you? He thinks he's doing the right thing.
Some people are. He probably thinks he's the best man in the world.
But to him, he thinks he's great. But then, like, you look at people like Barack Obama as well, who was great. Then, like, you have to remember that he was the president of the United States as well. Like, that's not like a job that's like, you know, for someone who's always kind. Like, he's still, you know,
you have to make horrible decisions.
yeah. So you know, he
Bad
still
thing.
ordered strikes and stuff like that, and you have to like sort of pick and choose the bits of people that you do like. But don't forget that leader as well probably also did terrible things. But like, you know, socially still, Barack Obama was like a charismatic guy. And I think that's why people liked him a lot. I think charisma's got a lot to do with like being a leader as well. Yeah,
I agree.
And people didn't understand who was the face of the country. Yeah, there was a lot of people who had more power or made a lot of things, but I feel like whatever happens, people always pin it on the president or the leader because they're the face, and people don't understand there's a lot that goes behind it. That goes on behind. So yeah.
All right, guys. Now we're gonna get into the second part. So it's the interviews with two UWE students, Osborne and Thilini. So, Thilini, sorry, but let's go. You know, this episode of Let's Talk is all about leaders and stuff like that. So what do you think, like, what actual attributes makes a good?
What attribute? That's a good question. I think every good leader or a true leader should have principle. You know, a leader without principle is very dangerous. You know, so first of all, there has to be principles that the leader needs to have.
One of the key things would be positivity. Positivity is one of the main things, and confidence is another thing a leader should have. I think a leader should be able to balance out, for example, both possibilities and negativities. Be stabilized sort of a person. That's what I think. Yeah.
Something that we've noticed is that all leaders are like old. Like, why do you think all leaders are old?
I think in our society has like kind of like has done a good job to let young people to think that in order for you to be a leader, you need to be old. In terms of that, we are not taught from a young age that there is a need for us to start building. Then, because like as I said again, leadership, all what leadership is, you pursuing your purpose. It's not even about the people, it's about you, the person. Nowadays, it's a self-discovery. Because once you discover yourself, now the people come in after. But we've been taught that leadership is about people. I'm acting for the people. So then you start thinking, I'm young, I'm not ready to jump into that role yet. So then you start like we neglect it for the older people to, you know, exhibit it. Meanwhile, if we all come to the foundation that leadership is a self-discovery, it's not about the people, it's about you realizing your self-purpose and pursuing it, and we will all appreciate it from a younger age.
Do you feel like you have to have power to be a leader?
So I think a leader should have the power and the ability to guide someone and mention exactly what to do in a situation. And that's what I think when it comes to power. Other than that, it should be used in a correct way.
No, not necessarily. Leadership is not about power, but it's about empowerment. Again, because once I realized my purpose, what I am after, and people kind of like tune into my purpose and they decide to follow me, when they come, it then becomes my job to serve them. In the serving that I'm doing, it should be able to empower whoever that follows me.
There's something that people always think, like, people of color. Do you feel like all young people of color have to be leaders?
Well, to answer this question, I think everyone is a leader. I say this because everyone has a purpose, and your purpose is always you providing a service or you serving a generation. But when we decide to forgo our purpose, like let's say for instance, yes, young colored people, young colored people are meant to be leaders. Everyone needs to be a leader. It's like you having a car park. Can you tell me the most important part of a car? The most important part of a car. Can you tell me what? Can you?
The engine.
Is it just the engine?
All of it.
All of it, exactly.
Yeah.
And that is what this world needs. Everyone needs to play their part. And when we all start playing our part, we are all leaders. It's just that at times some people would be seen in the limelight. We see that we have the Prime Minister for the United Kingdom, and that is Boris Johnson. He's in the limelight. It doesn't mean he's the only one working in the government. There are other people that are also playing their roles within it. But most of the time, we all shift our focus to what is visible. Like as I asked you right now, what is the most important part of a car? You just said engine.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's more visible. Which is not wrong. But we as young people should also see, or even everyone needs to see that I myself, I am a leader because I have a purpose.
I think that's a good question. Young people should be leaders. I think they're already leaders because of the global pandemic. Most of the people have become leaders because it has become a situation where everyone, by force, but not by choice, but everybody has to become a leader.
A lot of people get confused between like the idea of a leader and an idea of an influencer. Like, do you feel like they go hand in hand? Like, some people would say like Cardi B or Beyonce are their leaders. Like, would you agree with this, or would you say more the influencer?
I think again, the influence, like I see it very different. A leader would take a huge risk. Influencer would think of themselves before taking that risk. How profitable it can be. So, for instance, in the case of Nelson Mandela, if he was to be an influencer, he would not have gone into prison, for that number of years. Because as an influencer, all your mind is that you always need to be there for the people.
Yeah.
But as a leader, you're thinking, I'm not saying influencers are not effective. They are effective. But leadership is more, leaders go to the extra mile. Because I think as an influencer, at some point, you'll be very limited when it comes to sacrifices. But as a leader, you're thinking about the extras that people are not thinking about.
I just wanted to ask you, like, for what you keep saying, like, about how leadership is about you leading yourself. Like, what advice would you give to like young people to help that journey of like finding themselves or being a leader?
That's a good question. So first of all, it's always about, as I said, it's always about your passion. What are you passionate about? Leadership is not, forget what you've heard, forget what you've been taught. Start with yourself. Now, starting from yourself doesn't mean you should be selfish or I'm keeping everything for myself. No. discover your passion. What are you passionate about? Because what you're passionate about is what you're meant to give to the world. And as you give what you have to the world, then it turns into leadership.
Thank you so much, Osborne, for doing this interview. You
Thank
some
you.
good points. Really good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you took something out. You took something out of it yourself.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I learned a lot.
Okay, so what are you taking away? What are you taking away from this discussion?
That I am my own leader. I can lead myself.
Mhm.
You know, just work on your own self growth, and that's the best way you could be a leader. That's the best way. And also, we need to make change in our communities if we want to be a leader instead of just hopping on something because it's a trend or something. We need to think about the long-term change that we can make as leaders. All right, guys. So, what did you think about the clip?
It's good. It's very enlightening. Yeah.
Do you agree with both people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good metaphors as well.
Yeah.
Good
100%.
metaphors.
Yeah.
So thank you so much to Thilini and Osborne for participating with us. So I just want to get into a few more comments.
Yeah.
Another person said, where is it? Wait, do you think of yourselves as leaders for doing Babbasa TV?
I don't know. I guess I'm just putting my opinion out there.
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like that's a leadership quality. I don't think. Actually, no, we are leaders. I see myself as a leader.
What are you saying?
We're all parts of the class.
Yeah.
Every part of the
We're
class is
leading
leader.
discussion.
Yes.
I was like, what am I saying?
What are you talking about?
I'm like, what am I saying?
You're like, oh no. All right. Common sense. Oftentimes, leaders have to choose the horrible decisions so that others don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they may even be in a state compared to others.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a sacrifice in a way.
Yeah.
Literally. Because as a leader, you have a lot of pressure on you to do the right thing and to please everyone, which you can't always do.
Exactly. Someone else says, the idea that all leaders are old hacks or tired ideas, that age brings wisdom. But when you look at the SARS protest,
Yeah, 100%.
it is young collectives and grassroots that are serving the problem, the people.
Yeah, I feel like young people have taken it into their own hands to make our future what we want it. Because the older people, they already lived their life. You know what I mean? So as young people, we need to take it into our own hands to make our future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like ignoring what they've done. Like so obviously, the country's still going, so obviously something's going right. But like, the next generation also wants to make sure that their country is good when they get into those positions of power.
And the world, even the environment, as you can see as
it's a big one.
Yeah.
Central Rebellion process and movement.
All right, another comment. When you look at Nigerian sides,
Yeah.
you're seeing the old establishment that liberated Nigeria is now oppressing them.
Mm-hmm.
But collective action is fighting for change.
I really do see that. Yeah, 100%. Everyone's come together. I see it all over social media. Like everyone's trying to make everyone aware and voice their opinion, which is amazing.
All right, another comment. Political structure is a great problem to leadership in developing countries.
Pardon?
Political structure is a great problem to leadership in developing countries. Like the political structure in developing countries.
I understand that, but the UK is a developed country and it's still very corrupt. America, developed country, still very corrupt. So I feel like there's something actually wrong with the political system here. Yeah. You might say another developing country because it doesn't have the same democracy as the UK, as being barbaric or something completely wrong like that. But we're not as good because it's still as the political system here is still as bad. It's bad. It's not great. It's not good.
I don't know if it's bad, but I think like every country is like equal in terms of like the way they use their government and stuff, but every government is like different, like still just as bad. So that's what the problem people had with like Hillary Clinton. Like people were like, "Oh, she's gonna be great," blah, 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 but like she's doing things that you don't even know about that are like that could be even worse. That's the scary part. I think that's why they chose Donald Trump, because at least you know, at least you know what he's thinking about. He's gonna wake up in the morning and be like, "This is what I think about this country."
He said it with his chest, like you wouldn't know what she was.
At least I know what he's thinking.
All right, guys, we've come to the end of Let's Talk. So I just want to say thank you all for watching and commenting. There's a lot of comments today, so we appreciate that a lot. If you want to get involved with Babbasa or the show, you could find all the details in the description. So go ahead and see that. And this episode was in collaboration with UWE Equity. So thank you so much for your hard work, and thank you to Osborne and Thilini for taking part. That means a lot to us. And make sure you guys tune in 2 weeks for the next episode. All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.